Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Yap City. This is a very important episode. This episode, literally, we're going to talk about LinkedIn. We're going to talk about LinkedIn, and we're going to talk about the importance of networking and how within a year I grew my LinkedIn from 0 connections, 0 followers to 500 plus connections, and I'm almost I think I'm 700 followers or something. I don't know. But you're probably thinking, Abby, why does this matter? Who cares? Because when I was a sophomore, someone told me, if you market yourself, if you market and brand yourself, and you can do that in a way, it can somewhat make employers come to you. The importance of that app is, as us employees, as we are actively looking for work, there are also millions of companies, startups, managers, people who are also looking for people to work. Therefore, it's quite a nice thing that we're going to talk about today. So for this intro, instead of applying constantly for jobs, what if the employers came to you? That's the power of networking and building your personal brand on LinkedIn, basically. So, why networking matters? Most jobs are not posted online. A lot are filled through connections, and especially, for example, higher up positions. Say you want to work at a corporate office. Say you want to work for Louis Vuitton. Say you want to do marketing commercials for Louis Vuitton. Someone in that office might hire someone that they already know that works there, or they might promote someone internally in the brand. You know what I mean? Or if that person has family. But I saw something the other day that said this girl, she's like, you can't secure, on LinkedIn, she did post it. She's like, you can't secure a corporate job without getting an internal connection first. And I just wanted to I don't want people to be discouraged. I don't want people to see that and think, oh, why even apply? Because what makes you think that you can't connect with that person? What makes you think that you cannot get internal into the company? What makes you think that you don't have a voice to speak to them? What's the pedestal that you're putting them on versus you? You know what I mean? That's mental. You being able to message them and reach out to them. So basically, my story started on LinkedIn. I made my first LinkedIn when I was a freshman in college, and at first I hated it. At first I thought it was so stupid. I didn't even update my profile picture. I didn't share nothing because I was just like, you know what this is? This is basically a Facebook for jobs. So basically, it's your digital resume. So all of your work experience, everything is going to be on there, and you can put a pic of yourself. You can put a background cover photo, just like Facebook, you know what I mean? And so you can, there's recruiters on there, and there's also employees looking for work. And you're going to see, companies, they post consistent content, people, it's just like a Facebook. Who has Facebook? Anybody? Instagram? Anybody? You know what I mean? Just think of it in a more professional manner. You're not posting your dogs. You're posting, what do you do at work? What skills do you have to offer? Do you have any portfolios, any work you'd like to share? Are there any creatives out there? Graphic designers, digital? So going back to this is talking point 3. So the first talking point is why networking matters, to the role of LinkedIn, help you get out there when you are isolated. Say if you're from somewhere for example, New Mexico, that is where I'm from, born and raised, there's no emphasis in networking out there. There kind of is, for example, within the town jobs and within the schools, there's favoritism. For example, my social studies teacher had some beef with my mom in high school. So she would never, call on me first. You know what I mean? There's certain things like that. But it all goes back to networking and who you can get to like you and who you can get at least just to like you enough so you guys can work together to give each other what you both want. Employers want someone to work for them and get this done for X amount of pay. And us as employees, we want money. You know what I mean? We want to work so we can get money so you can do whatever you like with your life. You know what I mean? So it's just okay, what are you offering me? And what can I do for you? What do you need? And what do I need? You know what I mean? So when you start to look at it like that, you look at it as a mutual exchange. You know what I mean? And that from there is a great start for building personal brand. So to optimize your LinkedIn portfolio for building the personal brand, step 3, what I do is I just take like pics in a blazer in my room and I remove the background and I put it all white. I keep it very professional, but I've also seen some people who just have selfies, fun flicks, fish face, but personally that was not the brand I was trying to build, so I wanted like a straight, but that it all reflects you. It all reflects you and your values and like the area of business you're going into, you know what I mean? So for example, like stereotype like finance bros, you know what I mean? You see them in suits, dressed to the tens, like very corporate. They're not going to post like crazy selfies on their LinkedIn. But for example, like a model who's a creative, she's going to post her modeling pics, even if it's like swimsuit or something, or someone who does sales, you know what I mean? They're going to post things that reflect that their values, what they have to offer. And so you're going to want to highlight about section, who you are, what do you do, and what do you want. You can put, if you're like on LinkedIn, it's very like you can put on your profile pic like looking for work or I'm hiring, you know what I mean? Like it's a great tool. You want to highlight your achievements, your projects, your internships. And that's where it can also be discouraging because it is like a social media. Like you get on there and you see all of these people doing all of these great, great things. But clearly no one's going to highlight the negatives on there. No one's going to highlight the negatives. Like people are just going to highlight what makes them look good. So therefore, don't let it be discouraging. You know what I mean? Because it's still just a one-sided point of view. And you're doing the same thing. You know what I mean? You want to sell yourself, in a sense, to these employers that I can be a great candidate for your company, So consistency is key for LinkedIn within growing it. I was actively posting, connecting with people within my interests. Like say, for example, I was working at Coach. So on my LinkedIn, I went through and I found so many people who worked at Coach and I connected with them. And so from there, like, say for example, I also liked like Dior. So I was finding so many people from Dior who worked there, but say you like Amazon. Say you want to do finance for US Bank or something. Say you want to do like design for Vans. Search up who does design for Vans, who works for Vans in the corporate office. Search that on LinkedIn and connect with them. Send them an invite to connect, like a friend request. Connect to them, message them, like their post and comment and interact. Because at the end of the day, it's just another friendly person on the other side of the screen, So consistency, like activity, personal brand. Your personal brand is going to equal your trust and plus your recognition. And people are going to remember you. You know what I mean? Like if you say what you can do and you're not lying. Because don't lie on your resume. Don't lie on your resume. Don't be showing up to the table saying you can do all of these things when you can't. That is a very interesting situation. Like you want to be true. You know what I mean? Like if you're saying you can bring this to the table, then you better be able to bring it to the table, because say if you lie and then you end up in that position, that's just like, that low-key ruins your rep. And a bad rep is hard to fix. A bad rep is hard to fix. And a good rep, a company will take care of you if you have a good rep. If you take care of them, you know what I mean? Hold up your end, meet them halfway. That's how. But so number 4, getting the employers to come to you. So I never used to I'll show you guys my LinkedIn after. I'll show you guys my LinkedIn. But the before, like people would never reach out to me 2 years ago when I had no following and zero connection. But now that I have a brand, like a big following, connections, I have 2 references on my LinkedIn. Like I post my posts as like achievements I've had, participation things I've even if I participated and I didn't win, I still shared that with people because everything is a learning experience. That's all. Even if you don't win first place, it's still an experience. You still have experience to put on that resume. So, don't down yourself because you're just not it's not like you're not like you won the Olympics, you know what I mean? But it's just don't down yourself. Don't, and so you work less hard and instead of sending 100 applications this year, I'd have people reach out to me about customer service roles in Honolulu area or luxury sales associates roles that are opening up for new stores, and they message you and they ask if you're interested in working. And as someone who's looking for work, that is very relieving. That is just so people Like from so random too, like for example, Spectrum or Verizon, they also will reach out to you looking for sellers. You know what I mean? So a lot of it just goes back to what you like. So when I went into fashion marketing, it was because I like purses. But say if you're like a man, maybe you want to go to Amazon or you want to go to like NASCAR or something. You know what I mean? Like all of these big brands and businesses like have people, like many people, you know, it takes a team. There's no I in team. There's no one person running the whole company and show. People need the help, you know what I mean? So they're looking for what they need. So your ability to brand yourself and share that. Okay, and so for number 5, this one is going to be the most crucial and important. The networking mindset. Okay, this is going to be hard because at first I was very insecure to reach out to other people and build friendship or relationship. Like I felt like, oh my God, they're not going to give me the time of the day, or like, oh, this is very like irrelevant, or I feel disrespectful. But I didn't even have the idea because I used to shit on LinkedIn until I was in New York exchange sophomore year. And one of my friends, she interned, so she knew English and Spanish, and she interned at sorry, she interned at Bottega Veneta in New York City. She got that internship the same year we were there, and she, you know what she did? She dead told me she went on LinkedIn, searched up luxury internships, and she found like this one man, and she just messaged him. Like she sent her resume, her experience. She studied fashion marketing, so she had shit to bring to the table to talk about, you know. And so with that, she just like, oh yeah, I just messaged him, and you know what I mean. Like they had something to talk about because he was also, I think, from Mexico, and you know, like they bonded off of like, you know. So connecting can be like as little as like, you know, like you relate to something, you like the same brand, you're from the same place, like, you know, like you could literally just, it's just a start. But her just saying, oh yeah, like I just messaged him, I'm just like, shut up. Like that sounds too easy. Like you don't like, and I never would have had that idea. I never would have. So thank you, thank you. She knows who she is, and that girl literally put me on, you know. And so from that moment on, I went on LinkedIn, and I made that so nice. Like, or actually, no, I lied. It was in sophomore year. It was until junior year spring when I was like, okay, I want an internship. Let me try that approach. And so, you know, it was like a year of networking. Like, and I was just sending connections. I was just messaging people, like, tell me about your experience in the workplace. Like, what is a day in your life usually when you're going to work? You know, like, because that's important. Your day to day is your whole life. So one good day, tomorrow's a good day, every day's a good day, boom, that equals a good life. So your day to day matters. You know what I mean? And so you ask these people, what about their life? Like, how did they end up there? Like, if you look at other people's experience, like, for example, the CEO of Nike, he started out there as an intern and now he's the CEO of Nike. But like, um, you know, you work, like, for example, me, you start at Bath and Body Works in retail, just a simple seasonal sales associate position, and then you jump to a corporate office in New York City. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes it look more possible for others. You know what I mean? It should be inspiring for others. This book I have, let me get it. It's called, let me get it. How Think and Grow Rich. I'll put a pic of it right here. But that book literally just says, you know, like, as evolution, as time goes on, as the cycles grow, like as people get old and age and die, like Gen Z, that's why we're so important right now, because we are going to be running the country next. You know what I mean? Because that's just the cycles of age. Like we're graduating college, we're going into the workforce, you know. But sociology, psychology, people learn from other people. Who you hang out with is who you are. Like energy, vibes, those things are rubbed off and spread. You know what I mean? So like, you know, so don't feel like you cannot reach out to these people is my point, you know, because like they're also human. They're also just living like for the first time. There's so many times I've had convos with 40-year-old women who are telling me tea about like their relationships or their dick pics that they're receiving on their dating apps. And I'm like, why does it sound the same as me? Why are we sounding like we're having the same life crises? You know what I mean? Because life, everybody's going to go through different things at different times. So we have to be understanding that, like, no one's going to diss us. You're going to reach out to someone on LinkedIn and they're not going to be like, oh, you loser. Like, the worst thing they'll do to you is they're just not going to message you back. But the odds are higher. The optimism is just take that leap, just take that jump and message them. So, like, and your name over time, it'll get associated with professionalism, expertise. Like, that's your rep, that's your brand. You know what I mean? That's very, very important. And so with that being said, that's all I have for today to talk about. Like, personal branding opportunities, they'll come to you. That's what you want. Is you want to do the work so you don't have to work as hard. You want the opportunities to come to you. Here, I'll show you guys my LinkedIn. I'm going to have to blur out some spots because of for professional reason, but let's see. So I'll show you guys a pic I had. So the pic I have on my thumbnail is my LinkedIn from 2024, and that has about like 18 followers, 18 connections. Look at my thumbnail. But now I have, this is how my pic looks. Oh my gosh, drops it. So you see that? I'm just going to show you on my iPad. Sorry, if you guys want a screen shared video, drop that in the comments and I'll make one. But for now, this is what you're going to get. So see, I just have Abby Cardenas. You can have your pronouns if you like that. She, her. We live in a society where, honestly, respect that. Times are changing. You can't just call everybody she, her respectfully, like. So I put, BBA marketing at the college I go to, Scheidler College of Business. It's inverted, you see? And then I have my location, Honolulu, United States. But look at that, 700 followers and 500 connections. And a year ago, I didn't have that. And it doesn't matter. When I got the internship, I didn't have that. But after I got the internship, I got exposed to more people, more growth, more things. So say you scroll to the bottom. This here is how the digital resume looks. So this has all of my work experience that you choose to put in. Like I kept it relevant to retail, but I did have like other things. But for example, see Bath and Body Works, that'll be my most recent one. So it's at the top. The top is the most recent, like barista. And and you're going to put the date you started, the skills. See, look, this one, I was with one company, so it kind of shows growth within that one company. It shows me going from like sales position to like taking on more roles in store, and then to a visual merchandising intern in New York. It shows the growth within that company. And then here, see, if you click here, this is like skills that are for that role. If you click on it, and so employers, they love that, so the nicer you can keep it. My experience goes back as far as 2019, McDonald's, I put that on there because I think if you can work in a high stress situation, if you can keep yourself chill in a fast-paced environment, you can honestly work with anyone. If you can communicate what you need, what you don't need, how you can help each other. Communication, oh my gosh, is crucial. But see, here is the education. I have my my mentorship I won my internship for. I included that link there. You know what I mean? Anything that you have. And then see, like, some skills I have here, they're endorsed by teachers. Like, they second that I can do that. See? And then recommendations. And then down here, it just shows you more people. Like, it'll show you can buy premium. And it'll show you who is viewing your thing. Like, who from these corporate companies is looking at it. I had it for a while, but I don't think the premium is worth it if you're just looking for work. I think if you're looking for employers, if you're looking for employees as an HR person, like, great. But yeah, guys, so that's how my LinkedIn looks. I'll show you some posts I have. So this is like an AI animated marketing announcement I did. So see, this is like a finance girl wouldn't put that, but this is me. You know what I mean? This aligns with my values. Like, I love this, I studied digital marketing. I know how to make digital things. Like, you know what I mean? This is so cute and fun, and that's why I post it, and I don't care. But let's go to here. And it'll tell you, like here, see, it'll be like 820 impressions. It'll tell you who liked it, who commented. And then say if you click on the impressions here, it'll tell you the demographics. You know what I mean? So you can see like who's viewing this. Entry-level experience people, Honolulu area people I know is viewing this. and there's analytics like within this. You know what I mean? You can post impressions, followers, profile view. So all of these are just meant to help you build your personal brand, sell yourself, network yourself better. That sounds so terrible to say to some people, but here, and then these are some other images I have. Like this is my top skills, so simple. This just using this gave me so much opportunity, and I just wish like people, more people would just be just don't be afraid to reach out, and in the back of my mind too, sometimes like I'm like the HR, like do I feel bad for sending them my resume? Like some people don't want to give you the time of the day, you know what I mean? Some people's egos are so amazing. But what you learn is that those that give you the time of the day, you appreciate that. You accept that. You thank them and you grow with them, because not everybody's going to give you the time of day. And also, too, I used to think like, oh my gosh, what if I'm bugging them? But at the end of the day, HR and talent acquisition, that's what you want to search. Like, say you want to work Sephora. Go to Sephora, search Sephora HR, Sephora talent acquisition. Those are people who want to like recruit talent for their companies, you know what I mean? So don't be ashamed to reach out to them. Like in the back of my mind, I used to think like, oh, they're gonna think you're annoying, but that's their job. That's their job. They're getting paid to do this. You know what I mean? So it's like, are you inconveniencing them? And if they do give you like a remark that feels inconvenienced, like, oh, send me your resume and the link, like make sure you submit the application itself. You know what I mean? Before you go bothering these people. You want to make sure you've done everything you could to apply before you go telling these people all this stuff. Because then you just all talk. You're not doing the work, and you don't, there's a lot of people out there that are all talk. Even I myself have had moments where I am consistently talking, and not putting the work. Doing things I say I'm going to do, but not doing them. Like, so for example, like make sure you submit the app. Submit the app, have a good cover letter, have a good resume. You want to reach out with these people with intent to get the job, not waste their time. Intent to benefit their company, not. And if they give you like a remark that's sassy, like, oh, like you're not supposed to email me resumes, like submit it in the app, like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you have to take steps back and also realize they're also just people. They're also people who also probably just need money, you know what I mean? Like they're probably just thinking about their hourly. So take it back many steps and think, this is their job. This is their job. It's okay. They're here to help you more, if anything. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, they're more, like, it's comfortability speaking. And some people, like, they might put themselves on a pedestal, and they might, but that's all up here. Because at the end of the day, if you're in one room with, say, 3 CEOs and a janitor, and someone said start a fire with these pieces of sticks, you would all have the same amount of stuff to work with. You would all have the same amount of resources within that given time to do what needs to be done. You know what I mean? So the pedestal is mental. It is. Just don't everybody's great. Everybody's great. And I'm not saying don't disrespect them. Don't say you like deserve like more than these people who have worked with these companies for years. But it's just like saying, don't be afraid to talk to them. Don't be afraid to ask them. Don't be afraid to try to get to know them, And and it's beautiful, you really learn a lot from each other. You learn a lot about these companies that you're with. Like these people who are with these companies, they're there for 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? Like they know how things work. They probably know a lot about what they like to do and why it's done that way. So you just learn from them what works for them, what motivates them to go to work every day. It's beautiful things like that, And I think that's like stressful part in career choices that we don't really know. Like when I went into my internship, it's called visual merchandising, which I didn't even know about that like a year or two before I started working at sales, And so you just learn as you go and you figure out what you like. And then from there, you can choose to specialize. You can choose to not but just know there's room for movement. There's room for growth. There's room for you to find what you like. And if not find what you like, at least start something and then move on from there. But look here, I'll show you a few more posts I have that I'm proud of. Like this year is just my mentorship program, I won. And this is how it looks. Here, let me find one. Posts. But yeah, if you want a screen recorded version, I can do that for you all. See, like here, I did a certificate program with LVMH, and so I just shared that, and I shared what I learned. And then you can put the hashtags because going back to analytics and marketing, you can target an audience that is appropriate. And same goes for like for example, see, I used like customer experience, like marketing, operations, like that's because that's what I was studying. Okay, it's okay, it's okay, sorry. Like I participated in a sales contest. See, I did that, but I didn't win, but I still posted it. And you know what I did was I shared what I learned. I give credit. You give credit and thanks to those who took the time to help you, to put you on. Like that's networking. But anyways, like with that being said, that's all I have today. And I'm really happy I was able to make this video for you all. Like I it changed my life. You know what I mean? And I used to hate it. I used to talk shit about it. And you guys got it. You guys got it. It's a beautiful world out there. It's peaceful. It's chill. Managers are more willing to work with you than you think. Like, I think as a society, it's come so normal to either become a doctor, lawyer, rich, or hate your job going to work every day. And I think this is changing. You know what I mean? Because we see girls on OnlyFans making millions more than football players, or we see girls get on TikTok and are starting their own businesses. You know what I mean? Like, there's if that's one thing college taught me is that there are so many ways to make money, and websites like this, they just expand your horizon, they expand your view, they expand your reach of things you might like it all starts back to, say you like to crochet, search for some crochet stuff on there. Maybe someone needs an assistant. Maybe someone needs like someone to monitor their studios if you like painting or something. You know what I mean? There's always a start, and you guys got this. Let's go. And please comment, subscribe, like, message me on Instagram. I'm gonna include some links that helped me with my like with my LinkedIn, enhancing that. And yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, and good luck. Good luck. You guys got this. Life's chill out there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because on the other side of the screen at the end of the day is just maybe another friendly face like you. Maybe they're short like you. Like, cause for example, I didn't know little Uzi was maybe the same height as me. Like 5 foot baddies, I would say. Like you never know. Like when you get out of your head, the real world is different. So you guys got this. Enjoy. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.